Hi, everybody. Rush Signals is the album today from 1982. Produced by Rush and Terry Brown, of course, although this is the last one for a while. And it's got 8 songs and it's 43 minutes long. It is recorded in Le Studio. Again, if I remember correctly, that is in Quebec, Canada. This. So it sounds like there's synths everywhere. And this is sort of like the transition is complete from stage 2 coming into stage 3. This is the first album of stage 3. Geddy is all done screaming, and he's pretty much just singing the entire album. The mix is typical of a Rush album, but the synths are on top, and so that's different. We're in before, the synths are more in the background or sometimes taking the melody. But here, the synths are on top. They're in your face. They're either the melody or they're dominating the background of the song. Okay, and that sort of pushes Alex to the back a little bit. Seems like Geddy. This is just my interpretation. Okay, so it seems like Geddy Lee has taken over the writing of the music, and Alex is a bit on the side here. And I've even read some statements from Neil Peart saying it was almost like Geddy was in the rhythm section for this. I'm sorry, I misspoke, but Alex is in the rhythm section with him and Geddy. And then Geddy he's the melody, right? He's singing the melody and he's playing the melody on the synths. Okay, let's get into the details here. The album cover, I actually kind of like it. It's a Dalmatian, and he's sniffing the bottom of a very bright red fire hydrant. You've got really green grass. I would even wonder. I don't know if that's fake weeds around the fire hydrant, but it looks like it could be AstroTurf or some kind of field turf or something. But it's just a very it is a cool cover. It says Rush and Signals, and it's just a square. And now that I'm looking at it, I don't want to digress too much, but did Steven lift the? I can't find it, but I'm looking for my porcupine. Here it is. Look at that. I just now on the fly made the connection. Look at the square. The only thing that would have really made it copying is if the tree would have been in the middle and it didn't say PTCC. But isn't that amazing? I just made that connection on the fly, okay? That's not in my notes, swear to God. Okay, let's go. Let's keep going. Okay, just stop. On the back, you've got a blueprint. I'm sorry, I'm holding it wrong. Looks like a blueprint of an actual subdivision. It says Warren Cromartie. I can't read the rest of it, but Subdivision is the first song on the track. Okay, so it has a blueprint, and this is a Rush remaster, as you'll see. And so what the stage 3 has these fingerprints, blue, red, and green. And they all have that, at least the stage 3 ones that I have that are remasters. And I do like, the disc just looks like this. It's just a plain looking disc. It's Mercury and Anthem and manufactured by Mercury. Okay, yeah, I do like the remasters. I wish all my Rush CDs were the remasters, either from the 90s or the 2000s. But I think they just sound better. They're louder. I don't have to keep cranking it up and cranking it down. It's one of the annoying things about Porcupine Tree, actually, and Steven Wilson is you gotta do that. But I like the consistency. I like that you can hear things. You can hear everything really well. The back, of course, before I was showing you this, but on the back is the same picture, but then it's got the songs and the times of the songs. On the inside, this one's got the lyrics. It's a really good print job. I like these kind, and I like when they have all the lyrics. They don't have like all the choruses in. If there's a chorus, sometimes it's just got like a chorus one time, and it doesn't show it again. But it when the chorus has different words, which is kind of new for Rush. I've noticed that about this album. Then it does reprint the chorus. And the other funny thing about this is it says Geddy Lee, bass guitar, synthesizer, vocals, pitcher. And then it says Alex Life's in first base, Neil Peart third base, and it says produced by Rush and Terry Brown left field. I mean, they kind of got a baseball theme going on here. That's kind of funny. Digitally remastered by JVC. Okay, and then of course they thank all their family members and everything. So that's the insert. Okay, so Rush Signals. Now let's get. I wrote a couple of notes here. What? How many bars for a chorus and for a pre-chorus? One of the things about this album is the radio friendliness again, which is continuing the theme of permanent waves and moving pictures. And this one follows moving pictures in the sequence of things. The first song is Subdivisions, 5 minutes and 33 seconds. It's a popular song, so it's one of those that you'll hear on the radio, or if you're on YouTube, it pops up in my recommendations all the time. And okay, Subdivisions has a 54-second introduction, and I was listening to it intently yesterday. I thought it was in 3/4 time, and then I was trying to tap out the beat, and I couldn't make sense of it. It's actually a 7/8 time, switching to 4/4. Okay. And before Pink Floyd, Is It Money? I think that was only 7/8. Rush uses 7/8 quite a bit. It's in the key of D major, this song. Rolling Stone says it's about the divisions in society, and Rolling Stone has an article, I can link to that. It has Subdivisions ranked number 10 out of all Rush songs. So it's in the top 10. I also did some searching. Ultimate Classic Rock. They have it ranked 9th. And then something called Louder. I always get these Louder pop-ups too. Louder has Subdivisions ranked number 6 of all Rush songs. Neil sets up the song. In the first 2 verses, Geddy Lee is singing in his pop voice. And the chorus is describing the kinds of places one would visit or hang out if you grew up in the city or the suburbs. And he's singing about the restless dreaming of youth. And verse 2 is pretty much summarizes growing up, it all seemed so one-sided, opinions all provided, the future pre-decided, detached and subdivided, in the mass production zone, nowhere is the dreamer or the misfit so alone. Just excellent writing again by Neil Peart, and great singing, and as a song, it's okay. I wouldn't have it in my top 10, but it's decent. It's decent. Okay. It's verse, chorus, post-chorus. Now that's new for Rush. I've actually never heard of a post-chorus, but it's like they sing the chorus and then the post-chorus. So verse, chorus, post-chorus, an instrumental, and then a verse, chorus, post-chorus, outro. So Rush is getting really creative in how they're writing these songs and putting them together. And I think that's because they just had probably a backlog of content at this point and a plethora of choices that they could in making a song. The second song is The Analog Kid. It's 4 minutes and 47 seconds. Okay, I think it's in 4/4 time. And I counted it out. It's a 16-bar verse, which Rush likes that. They like that a lot, the 16 bars. And then I think it's a 32-bar solo in the middle. It's a pretty extended solo. This song, I picked this up on, I don't know where I picked this up. Probably Genius. This song may be inspired by Edgar Lee Masters' poem called Jonathan Houghton, from the poem. And a boy lies in the grass near the feet of the old man and looks up at the sailing clouds and longs and longs and longs for what he knows not. I mean, that pretty much is what the song is about. It's the analog. He's analog, peeps. Very simple song structure: verse, chorus, outro, and then you've got that really long solo in the middle. The third track is Chemistry, 4 minutes 57 seconds. This is the song where Geddy sings electricity, biology. There's a long intro on this one too, 64 seconds. And this is pretty standard, 16 bar verse, 8 bar chorus. And it's either a 16 bar pre-chorus or 24 bar pre-chorus. It's hard to it depends on how you count that and how you I guess it depends on what you count as the pre-chorus and what you count as a chorus. Okay. Chemistry. It's a verse, pre-chorus, chorus. Verse, pre-chorus, chorus. That's the whole song. There's not much to report here. And it's literally a song about chemistry. I don't have anything too much to add about it. Electricity. Okay. Track 4 is Digital Man, 620. Okay, it's kind of a boring song, but the bridge is okay. And the guitar solo is one of the few spots for Alex to let it rip on the album. As I said, Alex is mainly, he's just pretty much playing background rhythm guitar. I mean, in some verses and choruses, he's not even noticeable. And it's just Geddy and the drumming and the bass. You know, by the way, Geddy is just, every song, he's just doing his Geddy Lee, playing 16th notes. I like watching him play on the concerts. But Geddy's just as much of the melody as anybody. Digital Man is a verse, chorus, bridge. It's got that long guitar solo. And then it's got an outro, and the outro was long, like it's like these three sung stanzas, or stanzas is the poetry way of saying it. I guess it's a stanza, right? That's the Digital Man. I guess it's more about the modern man, or I don't know. It's signals. Track 5 is The Weapon, 623, and it's part 2 of Fear. This song doesn't do a lot. It's just sort of moseying along, and then at the 3.5 minute mark, it goes into what I would describe as a rush, trippy, psychedelic part of guitars and synths. And it's not really a solo for Alex Lifeson, but more like an opportunity to play and sound scary. And at the 5 minute mark, the music picks up a little bit, and the chorus starts again about 30 seconds later at 5:30. That's the song. Verse, chorus, the scary jam part, and then the chorus, and that's the whole song. I'll digress a little bit. The fear thing. I did create a playlist. I got the iPod over there, but I think I'm gonna listen to that from beginning to end, the whole Fear saga. See if I can make any sense out of it. But I wanted to thank one of the commenters for sending me that comment about what the Fear is. It really is just them goofing around. I don't think it's too much of a Robert Carnavali. I hope I'm saying your name right. So thanks for the comment on that one. That's The Weapon. Okay. Track 6 is A New World Man, 342. They like to play this one in concerts quite a bit. It's in 4/4 time, pretty standard. 16 bar verse, pre-chorus of 8 bars, 20 bar chorus. And again, I guess it depends on how you count where the pre-chorus starts and ends and where the chorus starts and ends, but that's how I counted it. And it's a song that just kind of hums along, again, kind of like The Weapon, doesn't do too much. It's a simple song structure: verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, outro, and that's the song. And I'll give it up to Geddy and Alex when they're writing these songs with Neil. But they're not too formulaic, okay? In the sense where every song has the same structure, like a Danzig song. A bit like, wait till I do the deep dive on Danzig, because I think all of his songs are the same. But these guys are clever and creative, and it's probably a lot of it is just based on how many lyrics Neil's written. Okay, where were we? Track 7, Losing It, 4:52. This is a unique track for Rush. Not many violins in Rush. However, it's one of the things I liked about this song. But also, one of the things I really like about King Crimson is that David Cross is in King Crimson in the 70s, and he's playing violin. And I think when you add a violin to rock and roll music, it adds an interesting dimension to each song. Okay, in this one, Ben Mink is the guest playing violin. And here the violin is just doing it's sort of doing the dut, 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 the 1, 2, 3 thing. And I like the way King Crimson does it better, where the violin really adds just like an amazing texture and dimension to like Lark's Tongues and Red. And by the way, if you've ever heard King Crimson USA, it's a live album from the 70s with David Cross. I'll digress a little bit. The mix was botched, so Fripp had to bring in a violin player named Eddie Jobson to overdub it. But it's pretty cool to hear that on USA if you wanna sidetrack a little bit. Okay. In this song, there's a little creepy jam in the middle of Losing It, right here, Losing It, at the 3-minute mark. And one of the few interesting things on this album is that jam. Okay. It's a verse, Losing It. It's a verse, refrain, break, verse, refrain, bridge, chorus, and then that electric guitar and violin solo, and then the outro. Okay. That's the song. Track 8 is Countdown. Or if you're in the South, Countdown. 5 minutes and 50 seconds. By the way, I noticed all the maybe because I have the remasters. This one says 550. The what I got off the internet says a little bit different. Neil Peart wrote the song because of the launch of the very first space shuttle at Cape Canaveral in the early 80s. And they're definitely experimenting with the syncopation to the beat, like a countdown, but it's not too interesting of experimentation. It's just they're trying different things. This song's not gonna make your desert island playlist. Really, this album shouldn't, honestly. Let's be honest about it. Countdown has an 8-bar jam at the 2-minute mark. And it's 5 verses. It's verse, 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 outro. And at that, there's a jam. There's like a short jam, and that's the song. Okay. Okay, well, we did it. We did a Signals review. Okay. Rush Signals, 1982. It's a bit of a boring album. I can see why they got rid of Terry Brown after this. I mean, I just ate lunch and I turn on the radio, the Bose, and this was the CD that I had in, and it was just kind of in the background. It's not. It's just kind of a boring album, okay? It's a homogenized sound and a bit of I wouldn't say formulaic, but it's because Rush isn't too formulaic, but it is in the sense that it's got the keyboard thing. It's really heavy. It's really radio friendly. It's like a soft pop sound, okay? It's not my kind of prog that I like. I like heavy prog, deeper prog. I like the kind of proggy, the jazz kind of prog that King Crimson does. This is me. I maybe that's what they wanted. Maybe that's what they were going for after moving pictures. They probably wanted something not so jarring. I get it. I know a lot of you like this album. I forgot to look it up, but it's really highly rated on Prog Archives. I know it is. It's right around the 4 mark, maybe like a 3.9 something. What's the so it's a more boring album. You know, the theme of it's not a concept album, but you got the subdivisions, the analog kid, the digital man, the weapon, the new world man. It's kind of like a album about modern life, and maybe they just wanted it to sound homogenized to fit the theme of the album. It's not a concept album, but I can see why they would do that. The synths are the lead. Alex is mostly a rhythm player. Geddy's not screaming. That's the album. It's a solid album. It's um, it's not one of my favorites. Um, I was a couple weekends ago. I was talking to I was with 8 Foot Guy and K Schutz, and they were saying some really glowing things about this album. I don't know. It's not a bad album. Don't get me wrong. All the Rush albums are good. Okay, they're all good. This is just one of the weaker ones. All right. Coach Plow guy out.